touch matters. Now, I'm not one of these people, I hate these people. Please don't be one of these people that says, oh, now we're engaging so much online, we don't have real relationships. I hear that from people who don't use the product. And it's not just an age thing. I've got 25-year-old friends that think that. It's not just, the 90-year-olds that are like, oh, we're losing all our feelings. This is not an age thing. This is a DNA thing. For me, walking in here and looking around a little bit right now, there's a lot of people that I know already. I have context because you look similar to your avatar on Twitter or Facebook, right? And for me, that's important. As a matter of fact, this entire book is built on context. How many people in this room have heard the term content is king? Raise your hand. Mm-hmm. So that's a big saying in our world, in our digital, social media, Web 2.0, internet world. Content is king, content is king. To me, if content is king, context is God. I think the big battleground going forward is going to be context. That is my entire thesis of this book. See, what I know sitting here in this room right now and looking at everybody's faces is that your grandparents are more prepared to be successful in business in the next decade than you are. That the butcher and the florist and the shoemaker of the 1930s and 40s, the way they had to deal with their clientele was what we're all about to have to deal with. See, when you walked into the butcher's office, or store, or maybe they had butcher offices back then, I don't know. When you walked into the butcher's store, that man was cutting your roast beef before you were fully through the door because he had context. You were his client all the time. It was a small town, and he knew what you liked. And he knew that if he pissed you off, that you were going to tell everybody at the PTA meeting, at the soccer game, at the town gathering, the hops, whatever you were doing in that town, and that word of mouth dictated his bottom line. I believe that we are now living in a world, or quickly moving to a world, where word of mouth matters again to scale and is going to impact people's bottom line. See, we are now communicating in a very different way than we did just 5 years ago. Nobody in this room would have picked up the phone 10 years ago to call their friend and tell them that Tropicana orange juice is yummers. Nobody. But that is absolutely the kind of thing that you will see come across your stream on Facebook or Twitter or a text. We are sharing micro thoughts. These micro thoughts are creating context for product and services, and they matter when you go into the store or when you're on a website and you're ready to execute your wallet spend. See, every person in this room spends money on something that they know they're paying more than the best price in the world for. And there's only 2 reasons why you're willing to do that. Number 1, as I look at all you lovely Portland people, you guys are all lazy. You are. We're all lazy. Not Portland, I mean human beings. We love convenience. You will pay more money for convenience. If it's closer to your house, you'll pay more for the milk than you will to go to Costco. Time matters. Convenience is important. You will spend more money on convenience. There's something else that you'll spend more money on. Context. You will spend money based on relationship. If you have a friend that works there, or your aunt is behind the register, or your uncle creates and builds those cell phones, you will pay more for that product. Context matters when you spend money, and that is happening on an everyday basis.